The wood groans. That is the first thing you hear, a rhythmic, agonizing protest of oak against the Atlantic swell. Then the salt hits you. Not a spray, but a crust that has lived in the creases of your skin for 3 weeks. You are lying in a hammock that smells of mildew and another man's sweat, swinging in a dark, cramped hold where the air is thick enough to chew. You have no money. You have no country. You have a scar running from your jaw to your collarbone that still itches when the rain comes. But in 10 minutes, you will be on deck, and you will be free. By the end of this journey, you will stand over a chest of Spanish silver and realize it weighs less than the souls you've traded for it. But right now, you're just hungry. Stage 1, the pressed man. You didn't choose this. Not at first. 6 months ago, you were a merchant sailor hauling tobacco for a pittance, sleeping with one eye open for the Royal Navy's press gangs. Then the black flag appeared on the horizon. Your captain tried to run. He failed. Now, you stand on a deck slick with blood and wood splinters, looking into the eyes of a man wearing a silk waistcoat he clearly stole from a dead aristocrat. He offers you a choice. It's the only real choice you've ever had. You can remain a loyal servant to a king who doesn't know your name and be tossed overboard with a slit throat. Or you can sign the articles. Sign or swim, the man says. He hands you a quill. You look at the ink. You look at the jagged coastline of the Caribbean. You sign. Immediately, the atmosphere shifts. You aren't a captive. You are a brother. But here's the catch. The Brotherhood is a democracy of the damned. You get a vote in where the ship sails and who leads the crew. But if you steal so much as a piece of salted beef from the stores, they will maroon you on a sandbar with nothing but a bottle of water and a pistol with a single shot. You aren't working for a wage anymore. You are working for a share. If the ship doesn't take a prize, you starve. Stage 2, the apprentice of the sea. Life becomes a cycle of calluses and sunstroke. You learn that the golden age is mostly just a long, slow crawl towards scurvy. Your diet is a grim rotation of hardtack infested with weevils and salmagundi, a meat and vegetable stew so heavily seasoned with pepper and vinegar that you can't tell if the pork went rancid a month ago. You spend your days 100 feet above the deck, balanced on a foot rope, reefing sails while the wind tries to throw you into the abyss. The Caribbean sun is a physical weight. It peels the skin from your shoulders. Your fingernails are permanently blackened with tar used to seal the ropes. But you are learning. You learn the language of the rigging. You learn that a sloop is your best friend because it can hide in shallow inlets where the heavy British frigates will ground their hulls. You learn to spot the difference between the low, heavy silhouette of a Spanish galleon and the sleek, predatory lines of a fellow privateer. The boatswain kicks your boot as you lean against the rail. "Look alive," he growls. "The horizon doesn't care if you're tired." You realize then that you are no longer the frightened sailor who signed the book. You are becoming a part of the machine. You are lean, hard, and deeply, dangerously bored. And in this life, boredom is always the prelude to violence. Stage 3, the first prize. The lookout's cry shatters the midday heat. "Sail ho!" The boredom vanishes instantly. It's replaced by a cold, electric hum in your chest. The ship transforms. Ropes are tightened, sand is scattered on the deck to provide grip when the blood starts to flow, and the master gunner begins hauling the cannons back. It's a Spanish merchantman, fat, slow, deep in the water. You aren't just sailing now, you are hunting. The captain orders the Jolly Roger hoisted. The black silk unfurls, the skull and bones grinning at the merchant crew across the water. It's a psychological weapon. You see the panic on their deck through the glass. They know the rules. Surrender now, and they might live. Resist, and the red flag, the bloody flag, goes up. That means no quarter, no survivors. They choose to fight. A cannonball shrieks overhead, a sound like tearing fabric. Your ship veers, bringing the broadside to bear. Boom! The vibration rattles your teeth. The smoke is a blinding, acrid fog. You are running, hauling on a tackle, sweat stinging your eyes. Prepare to board! The ships grind together with a sickening crunch of timber. You grab a grapnel hook and hurl it. It bites. You draw your cutlass. A heavy, short blade built for the cramped chaos of a deck, not the fencer's salon. You leap. The world shrinks to the 3 feet in front of you. You don't see a battle, you see a throat, a shoulder, a pistol hammer cocking. You parry a desperate thrust from a cabin boy and punch him in the face with your brass hilt. The steel rings. Screams mix with the smell of burnt powder. Then, silence. The Spanish captain is on his knees. Your quartermaster is already in the hold, shouting up numbers. Gold, indigo, cochineal. You did it. You're alive. And for the first time in your life, you are rich. Or you would be, if the next 3 days weren't a blur of rum and regret. Stage 4, the veteran of the account. 3 years have passed. You are no longer the man who lived in a mildewed hammock. You are a hand. You wear a stolen crimson silk scarf and carry 3 pistols tucked into a linen sash across your chest. You've seen the inside of every tavern in Port Royal and Nassau. You've spent a year's wages in a single week on gambling, women, and kill devil rum. But the world is closing in. The Royal Navy isn't running anymore. They've sent Woodes Rogers. They've sent the pirate hunter frigates.
The Pirate Republic of Nassau is crumbling under the weight of royal pardons and the gallows.
You sit in a quiet cove in the Bahamas, cleaning your pistol. The crew is smaller now. 2 men died of yellow fever in the Dutch West Indies. Another was lost to a shark during a hull cleaning. You feel a strange sense of isolation. You have more gold than a country parson, but you can't spend it anywhere that won't result in a noose. They're coming for us, you know, your mate says, leaning against a palm tree. Let them, you reply. You don't even look up. You realize the power you once felt has soured into paranoia. Every sail on the horizon is a threat. Every new recruit is a potential informant for the crown. You start sleeping with a dagger in your hand. You realize that you haven't stepped onto dry land without the fear of a gallows in 18 months. You've traded your chains for a gilded cage that floats. But then, the loop closes. You hear the heavy thud of a 24-pounder cannon, not from your ship, from the mouth of the bay. They've found you. Stage 5, the final stand. This is the mini-cinematic you've been dreading. The sun is setting, casting a long, bloody orange glow across the water. A British man-o'-war sits at the mouth of the inlet, its white sails like ghosts against the darkening sky. They have 40 guns. You have 12. There is no escape. The wind is against you. The captain stands on the quarterdeck. He looks at the crew, at you. He doesn't give a speech about glory. He knows you aren't heroes. You are thieves. Dying is easy, he says, his voice flat. It's the waiting that's hard. Let's get it over with. You weigh anchor. You don't try to outrun them. You head straight for them. It's a suicide run. You want to get close enough to use the swivel guns and the grenades. The first broadside from the Brit shreds your rigging. A splinter the size of a dinner plate whistles past your ear and impales the man behind you. He doesn't even scream. He just drops. You are stepping over bodies you've known for years. You find yourself at the wheel because the helmsman is gone. The smell of the deck is iron and smoke again. But this time, the screaming is your own. You see the flash of their cannons, a wall of white light. Then, a roar that swallows the world. The deck beneath you disintegrates. You feel yourself falling. The water is shockingly cold. It's a relief. As you sink, the light from the burning ship above flickers out. You think of the gold coins sitting in the hold, sinking with you. They are just rocks now. Heavy, useless rocks pulling you down into the dark. Stage 6, the ghost of the deep. The Golden Age didn't end with a celebration. It ended with a quiet snap of a rope. For those who didn't drown, the end was a wooden platform in a harbor they once terrorized. You were lucky. You didn't have to feel the rough hemp around your neck. You didn't have to have your body dipped in tar and hung in a cage at the harbor entrance as a warning to other gentlemen of fortune. Your name will be forgotten. Your gold will never be found. The ocean has a way of erasing everything. The blood, the greed, the brief, flickering moment where you thought you were the master of your own soul. You lived for a short time, and you lived a merry one. But the sea always collects its debts. There is no retirement for a pirate. just the long, silent drift of the tide.